Werewolf by Night in 4K Dolby Vision and WandaVision on Disney Plus. Starts out with your normal Marvel logo, and then scary stuff happens. All right, so right from the opening logo, I knew I was excited once it started getting black and white and all gritty and film scratchy and the fake cartoony looking lightning. I was just like, yes, this looks like it's gonna be a good time. And the music was awesome. Look at how they made it look all old school here. Better mute it so they don't get me. Look at that, how like the edges are kind of darker and it's like fuzzier. So it's like one of those old movies. Old horror movies. See the very corners? I think this is cool how the bloodstone is the only thing in color. And here's a familiar face.
57 confirmed kills
Right
myself.
there. Who's that guy?
Next year's my 30th season.
Who is this guy? With this kind face and awesome hair. He looks like somebody that I've spent a lot of time with. Who is he? I know who it is. This is the punk rocker from Star Trek 4. This is the guy that Spock pinches out on the bus. I have spent a lot of time with this guy, watching him. Star Trek 4, that is.
Lover without equal.
Gross. Look at this guy's face. As he's cranking up the Ulysses, like, clockwork corpse thing. Alright, this little aspect of it right here. Boop. A little cigarette burn. And there it is again. Right. Come on now. Boop. That aspect of this show is, I know it's just like such a small thing, but it's one of my favorite parts about this because it makes it look like we're actually watching film reels because those were the spots at the reel change. So it was actually really nostalgic to see those film reel cigarette burns, as Tyler Durden calls them, because I used to be a projectionist and work with film. However, we would just hook all the films together onto a giant platter. And so when the cigarette burns would come up, it didn't necessarily tell the projectionist to do anything. But it was a nice indicator of when it was changing the next reel. So I just get warm fuzzies when I see those. I haven't seen that in a long time. So as all these monster hunters are fighting each other to get the bloodstone, there's actually some cool gore stuff. Like this guy loses a hand, another person gets their face melted. Oh, and then there's a really cool blood splatter spot later. But yeah, this is TV-14. I'd say it's a little bit on the higher end of TV-14. And also it shows up in the like kid version of Disney Plus, because there's like if you want to watch like Deadpool and Logan, you have to have like the grown-up version. And in my kids profile, this shows up. So I don't really know about that, because I wouldn't let my 7, 3, 2, and 0-year-old see this movie. Okay, then we get some ridiculously fake-looking spiders coming out of a little grave. So I can understand the need for having like bugs in Indiana Jones that don't eat anything and just hang out all day waiting to scare you, and like a bunch of spiders waiting all day to scare you. But these spiders climbing out of a tomb has a dead body in it for years and years is kind of stupid. Also, they looked so fake on here that it super took me out of the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is exciting to see big, scary bugs in, like, Indiana Jones and stuff in places they totally shouldn't be. It's just they shouldn't be there. And then when they look super fake, it distracts me. So inside of this, like, Hunter's Hall place, there's all these, like, busts of these scary creatures that have been killed. They're so detailed and scary and awesome looking. Look at that. It's so cool. These things are, like, really scary, and I would love to see them in action. I mean, look at that thing right there. Okay, this is by far my favorite shot in the entire movie. So dude's changing into a werewolf or whatever, and you can see the reflection of his transition. So awesome. Okay, I can't show the whole thing, obviously, but the camera just moves slowly through this hallway as all these dudes are getting fought and got, and just tons of blood, like blood splashes on the camera. And it's like, oh, that was exciting. And then it keeps moving forward, and just like blood like keeps splashing on the camera, and then keeps splashing on the camera. And it's like, oh, wow, he's getting blood on only the camera. And then actually it shows it later and there's like no blood on the floor. So it's like, oh, okay. So it really was just only getting blood on the camera. But this is a super cool shot. So you can see the first blood splat on the camera. And then the part that I like too is that you can see the blood start like dripping down the sides of the camera. There goes some blood right in the middle. Okay, here you go. Here's a shot of the hallway with not flickering lights, and I don't see any of the blood. Looks like the camera's like a blood magnet. All right, so it ends with freaking 6 minutes of credits to go. What is that crap? So I was like, okay, it's going to just have like some credits and then it's going to have like a fun little stinger at the end or whatever. Also, look at this. Look at this guy. You know this guy? You should know this guy. He's a musician. And now he's directing this thing. He did a good job. All right, so Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus. The 4K looked awesome, and the Dolby Vision made the blacks stand out more, and then the red that came in, and then they lowered the resolution and added a bunch of film spots and grain and stuff, so it just felt old school style. And the sound was awesome and really dynamic. I really enjoyed the Clockwork Corpse. It was very macabre. I did feel a little bit marveled at the end of it, as in like it ends and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're just starting. Is this like an intro to a universe? Is this like, I felt like there was like more to come, and that's what I mean by marveled, where it's like, oh, okay, I just went through this time, but like, where did we go and where's this going to lead? So it could be a fun standalone, but it definitely felt like open-ended. So that's what I mean by it felt marveled, is that they gave me like a little tease, but then they're like, stay for more kind of thing, but not necessarily like more like important stuff, but just like more for more sake. That's what I've been feeling about a lot of Marvel lately. There's he is. There's our Clockwork Corpse and the little windy guy. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I really enjoyed the different pace, like the dark, scary pace, but still like in a Marvel world. So I could definitely do with more like Marvel monster movies. I absolutely would watch more of these. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought if you've watched this Werewolf by Night business and what you think. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.